All right. Trying this again. This is the one I sent out earlier. I've got to edit something. So when it gets to a certain part, it's going to be a really awkward edit because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. The thing that gets edited out. This is we're going to be talking about Ryan's fight with Jett. The thing that gets edited out is one of the main points that I saw in this fight is the concept of I can't let you get close. And that was, if anyone remembers the old UFC, I can't remember the name of the thing, the Ultimate Fighter, the contest. Anyway, Chael Sonnen and was one of the contestants, the coaches, sorry, and I just thought the way he handles this with the I can't let you get close. I'm going to show you this here. We'll see if I show it again. This is the thing that got me in trouble, but this is a different version. So anyway, here it is, and we're watching Chael here how he doesn't let him get close. So just this is what the whole point is for one of the things that I saw in Ryan. So you could see Vanderlei's getting, he's escalated something. So now this conversation is going differently. And you could see he was getting close. So we'll watch again. So that's the key thing. That's the big learning point about you can't let someone get that close. So that'll be a big thing. You'll see this as we go through. So let's see if this works. And here we go. Right. So we are going to be watching Ryan McGandon versus Jett Zamea. Zamia. Anyway, sorry, Jett, can't pronounce your last name at the moment. Anyway, we'll be watching. This is from a few weeks ago at a Boston Boxing Smoker. So our purpose on these, I like to stress that this is all about our development. So this is one. This should be something that's going to be helpful for you, Ryan. This should help you. And for the rest of us that are watching, there should be information here, or at least things to be aware of that will hopefully help in your development as well. All right, so without further ado, I guess we will just get into it. All right, so I'm going to turn the volume down, and you guys know how this works out so far, so here we go. All right, let's make that nice and big. All right, so the crowd goes wild for. Let's listen to that crowd go wild for Ryan. They got it right. All right, watch a little bit. You can hear the crowd. Okay. And here we go. So I like Ryan sort of came out to the middle to meet Jett and then started moving. I like the way that Jett is sort of cutting off Ryan's movement. And Jett does that by moving. He cuts him off. He doesn't chase him. He cuts, see right there? That's how you cut off the ring. He's not chasing Ryan. He's not moving forward and chasing. He's cutting off the ring. And I think that's a neat skill. It's a neat thing to do. Doesn't just go after Ryan when he's in the corner. Now, Ryan, as Jett sort of cutting you off, I would have liked to have seen just you threw that jab, but let's see how long it took to throw it. So let's just go here and let's just back up a little bit. I just want to see how long it takes. All right, so 4 seconds. So we're in this sort of position around 4 seconds. Not terrible. And I'm not, I guess I am saying I would have liked to have seen something done with that lead hand to occupy that space more. Just a little something here. So I like that you threw it, and I like how you used that jab to move. What happened was you stopped your movement. This is an interesting feeling out process. Now see how the taller fighter, see how Jett gets physical. So I really like how Jett gets his hands on Ryan. He's taller, Ryan's going down low, so Jett's gonna put his arms on Ryan's shoulders, a double post and push him down. So on the one hand, like you can't do that. You can't just lean on your opponent. On the other hand, it happens, and you can do that. It's one of those things. It's not something that's in the rule books of like, yes, this is it's not how you score points. But what it does do is, as in Jett's case, what it does do is it keeps Ryan from working. So this can be a dangerous position for Jett, having Ryan against the ropes. Ryan could just start throwing some punches, and Jett ensures that Ryan is not going to throw anything. So let's see how Jett gets into that position. So I would have liked to have seen more jabs from Jett. What was interesting here is, and Jett throws the jab, doesn't necessarily bring it back, leaves it a bit and puts it on Ryan. And I like that. That's physical. It's nice and physical, and it keeps Ryan down. Ryan's working that jab. And Ryan, you did all the right things. It was a beautiful slip, and I know you. So beautiful slip and that little nudge in. What we need to do is sort of, what I'm gonna say is, what we need to do in this position is we come in and then we need to stand up, get our shoulder in that armpit. This is a big dude, so I know that's not likely gonna happen. So you're doing the right stuff. The arm comes out, shows the referee that you're not initiating this. Even let's say your other arm is. So a veteran move is, as we see the ref coming around this way to be holding on here, it's a nice veteran move. And then the ref's like, oh, Jett, let him go. And even though Ryan could be holding on to Jett's waist. So that's just something interesting that can be done. So I like that Jett gets physical here, throws some punches. Ryan with that great overhand right. Now, I don't like living on the ropes this way. So Jett has sort of cut off that ring. What I would have liked to have seen is here coming forward and then loshing around. We got a lot of bouncing. And what I would like to have seen, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Loesch drill is a circle drill. It's a great footwork drill where you do 2 steps to the left, 1 step back, 2 steps left, 1 step back. It's a way of circling an opponent and staying in and yet out of range. You can go to the right also. 2 steps to the right, 1 step back, 2 steps right, 1 step back. You could switch directions as you need. I would have liked to have seen that there rather than come back to this position. So right here, I would have liked to have seen, we're lateral here, and I would have liked to have seen more circles. Good use of that jab. Excellent overhand right. And good job. Good job getting out. What you could see here too is a way out from here is where you pay the check, where you get that, you can get 2 uppercuts in, or I'm sorry, 2 punches, either like the rear uppercut, right hook, and then check hook out to your right, because the right is really the only option there. So you did a good job getting, you can see you do a good job getting here, and what you can do is uppercut here, and then you could get out a check hook right here, so you can see the arms down, which you do, you get that overhand looping right, but then that will turn him, and instead of disengaging, nothing wrong with a disengagement, in this instance, instead of disengaging all the way, put it on him, if you're able, and that's something that has to be decided in the moment. So again, hook, uppercut or a hook down here, check hook up here as you pivot out, and then out and right back in, or just stay here and work. So let's see how this kind of plays out. Boom. So right there, it is a good disengagement, especially against a big dude. I understand that, but just for those watching, this is an option, as well as staying here and then putting on your offense onto your opponent. I'm just going to rewind that a little bit. So right here, nice lateral movement, good use of that jab to control and occupy space. And we need it a little bit more. So what's happening is we've got It's just we need more work there. We need more jabs to the air. You know, and Ryan, we're very bouncy, and we got to be just a little less bouncy. You know, more steps. Jab. See how you bring the jab low? If you bring that jab occupying all that space in his line of sight, nice grab on, nice overhand. And I like the switch. I would have liked you to stay again. So you could see the arms are down in sort of that Colossus eye hit, boom, boom. Arms are completely down, which is why that overhand looping punch is so available. So I like that your southpaw here, that looping lead right hand to the head and a pivot around would have been helpful there. And again, it's hindsight, whatever. Because he's fighting low, the hands are not coming back up to the head. And now again, so in this instance, Rye, stuff, you know, lead hand work, snake charm, just something to be deceptive about the distance, because there's nothing sort of stopping him from closing in. There's the threat of something, which is sort of what gives him pause. But to actually be putting something here, I think is going to be more helpful. Because we're not doing anything to discourage. You know, we're waiting on the ropes, and that's this is a terrible position to be in, unless you're waiting for him to come in and you're going to pay the check off the ropes, or a check hook off the ropes. You're going to do something off the ropes, and you're not doing anything off the ropes. And again, you see how the arms are just low. A lot of time bouncing. I like that. Nice little jab. Work that jab. You get your punches off there. I like your aggression coming in. Again, good. And that's where now you're finding a home for that. You're starting to realize that has availability. It's constantly available because he keeps his hands real low. Beautiful. Nice defense there. Let's watch that again just to celebrate Ryan knocking down the Giant. I just want to watch it one more time. Because I can't tell if you're Ryan if you hit him that second time or if he does just trip. Now again, so we've got, and there's nothing really wrong with what's happening. It's a position battle. I like to see some things done with the lead hand. I like that space occupied. I like to give him something to think about. It's just a little too, the space is just a little too open. And what's been happening is Jett's been the one to take it. He's taking the space. Again with the nice overhand. And you can see, right, so all those punches are getting blocked by the gloves. But what's happening too is you at that point are one punch at a time at the end. So that's something that we need to work on. The one punch at a time. Let's get right into round number 2. Nice job. And much better adjustments. So you're throwing more punches. Nice tie-up. I like how you went for his arms. Excellent job there. And I like that you're out throwing more punches. We got less of a bounce. We're taking more steps. Beautiful slip. So there's something interesting. That was a really nice slip to the right with a jab. You know, against someone at that height. That was, I want to see that again. I like that. And again, he's got those hands super low, and you're finding great homes for that right hand. I mean, you cannot miss with that right hand. And notice you're stepping now. You're not hopping, you're stepping, and I think it's helping in your ring positioning. And now, when you came to him, I like that you came off the ropes to meet him. I, what I like about that is I want you off the ropes. What I didn't like about that is you didn't come in behind anything. You just walked to him. Even like you can even see where your actually I was gonna say your hands. It's a good position to catch and absorb punches. What I would have liked to have seen, is just coming in behind a jab, or right here, right when you're in this zone, jab at the air. But we'll go back. We'll see. We're at 38 seconds. We'll see. At 38 seconds, do you throw the jab? Because that looks like the time to throw it. So let's see. I'm going to stop it as soon as I see a jab. So you didn't throw a jab. He does. So Jett, great job. You closed. I'm just kidding. So that's where, Ryan, we needed to throw something. And Jett's the one, as I mentioned in the last round, Jett's the one. I don't like be first. I understand that. I don't necessarily think it's important if you're countering, but what is happening is he's the one. Forget about being first. The Venn diagram of what I'm about to say, there's an overlap. So while, yes, he is first, he's also the one occupying the space. You can be the one occupying the space with a feint, with a something. And as long as that space gets occupied, if you guys punch gloves, that's fine. And nice. And that I liked. So it was what I liked there was the effort of the counter. Not happy with this foot position. I like that effort of the counter. He threw some punches. Fine. You catch those punches on the arms and gloves, and then you counter. That I like. Right there. Just let's get up a little bit. Right there. Just good job countering. And what would have been good, Rye? You finish with a double jab. Let's watch this again. I want you to imagine at the end of this, you double jab. Double jab. Pop, pop. Right there. Let's watch that again. And again, imagine you double jab. Either step in. Now you've got him backing up. And by the way, even if that double jab is you backing up, you're backing up at least with insurance. Good. And now I'd like to see little lateral head movement. The shoulders together as a unit, dipping side to side, side to side, roll. Just not leaving the head right in the center. Because if you watch how long you leave that head in the center. No attempt at movement. No attempt at movement. And then you just walk to him. And then here you go. You just walk to him. And I like this disengagement. And now this is where, there you go. See, there you go. Once you start working, he backs up. Which is interesting. And I'm sorry. What's interesting here is, you would think a guy his size and strength and power, and then anytime, I'm noticing now a pattern of anytime you start punching, he backs up. Nice right, and that right hand, I'd back up too. You got a good right hand. Now notice where your hands are as you're doing either, the drill that we're in is either around the ring or da-da-da. The hands are sort of by the face, which is okay. But again, I think a little extended high horns to occupy space, I think would have been better suited here. Because we're allowing him to just get close. nice little tussle, and good. I love a good tie up. So well done. Good round. So what I want to see here is, all right. So this is where I get into trouble. So I'm going to fast forward. So what I'm going to show here is, and I'll show it again. Again, I think it's because of who the author of this is. It won't be a copyright thing.
You. Okay, I don't like you, and the don't gonna like you.
Andrew, now, what now? Please stop. I can't let you get close.
Can you hear my? Yeah? Huh? Stop.
So again, it's
I can't let you get close.
right there.
Now.
Please stop. I can't let you get close.
I love that. I can't let you get close. So that's the thing. So let's see if I can skip through that without. All right. Let's see if I did okay here. That just took way too long for that point. And nice little beginning. Let's go back a little bit. So I like that little, the right hand. So I don't mind. It was obviously that's not a big punch. What I liked about it was that you put something out there to be in the middle. I think something like a feint, or if it was a fake right hand, it would have been better. And you could see now he's like, roar, he's coming in. So let's see how that finishes. But again, I would rather you put something out there than not. And you know what? And right, that was really good. I'm going back. You got the glove. That was good. You put something out there. You gave him pause. You touched the glove, especially that right hand's been hitting him all night. And I think that was a really smart and good timed thing. Nice body shot on Jett. Let's see that again. Sorry, Ryan. It was just a nice body shot. Right there. Wow. One more time. Sorry, Ryan. I'm sure reliving that little nightmare moment isn't you ask me like no, I'll stop it again here. On further review, you know what's interesting about maybe going back and doing some of these again to comment on my comments. So, or is it kind of surreal stopping my, anyway, I like, he's not, I think, Ryan, you're getting some of that block. It's not a clean shot. It's not as clean as it looked the first time watching this. It does look like you're getting a little block in there. So you're getting a little block in there. Oh, all right. It's just a nice position he's in. No, it's a really good technique, a nice technical moment. Now, I would have liked so what's happening here, see how this is perfect. You are allowing him to work the body by having your ass sticking out. What you need to do is you got to get in for the hug. You got to get belly to belly. If you let yourself bend over and have your butt out, you're leaving that rib cage and body open. You can see here is good, and what you need to do is bring this foot here and wrap them up by keeping your feet right next to his feet. And what happens is you let your butt go back. And see here, he's got all this room to work, all that room to punch the body. By the way, nice job taking body shots. Nice shot to the face. Let's go back a little bit. So what happened there? So, okay, this again goes into your lack of little shuck and jive, little lateral movement of just sort of moving that head. That's something that we'll work on. So remind me on Monday. That we want to work on the little subtle lateral movement from leaving your head on the center line, and I'll remember what you mean. Because if you notice, your head has not moved. he could close his eyes and just throw punches at your head. Nice. I don't mind a little wrestling there. Again, he's not allowed to work. That was an interesting little fade away. What was that? Little editing magic. Nice body. Again, he's got that nice technique for that body shot, that little step in, nice little uppercut. That was a good move, Rye, from you. I like, again, you you slipped off the center line. You got your head off the center line. That's key. Get your head off the center line. Here we go. Head off the center line, and that was a crazy overhand. Head off the center line. I want to pause it. One more try. You know, fuck you. I can't get it. All right. So, conversely, what a great position for Jett to be in. Ryan slips. The hand he gets physical. He throws the jab. Ryan slips the jab. Does he bring the hand back? And again, not to say don't bring your hands back. If you miss that punch, put it on him. Why give Ryan the opportunity? If he brings this hand back, Ryan's coming up with that overhand. The glove might... Will he bring it to his chin, leaving his head open? Will he bring it to the side of his head? So that's the key question. What he's doing is he throws the jab, he misses, and he leaves the jab on Ryan, controlling Ryan's head. That is absolutely... This is what I'm telling you guys to do. It is a great, great way to get head control. I'm really happy with that. Unfortunately, it's on Ryan, but I'm really happy with that. That is it's a great move. Not even a move, it's a great position. Yep, leaves it there. Gets out of danger. Boom. And this is him in the role of Chael Sonnen. I can't let you get close. Ryan's getting close, can't let you get close. Now, what Jett should have done there is thrown jabs. So I'll show you right where the jab should have happened. Right here, pop, pop. Wait, Ryan, what were you looking for? By the way, that's another thing too. Like, if you remember the Fan Man fight with Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe, when the guy in the fan lands and they're looking, it's like one of those things. Look, what's that? And then you can kind of, anyway. And that's a nice slip left. Come up with a jab. Slip left jab. Slip left jab. Slip left. Come up with a wedge block. Slip left. Come up with something. Nice slip left. But you're coming up with nothing. Feet are touching. So this is where now you could see things start to fall a little apart. Because if you watch the first 2 rounds, Ryan, your feet don't touch. Now here, your feet are starting to touch. You could see you're slowing down, which, of course, everybody slows down in the 3rd round. I absolutely get it. I'm not criticizing the conditioning. It's the bad habits that come out of that. Nice right hand. And I can appreciate you trying to get head control. I like the double leg. Glad he didn't see it, but I like that. You should have taken him down. A little wrestling action. That was a nice shot by Jett coming downstairs to the belly. And again, Ryan, that right hand cannot miss. But what's happening is you back him up, and then you allow him to come back again. You're giving him way too much. I was gonna say way too much respect, but it's way too much opportunities. See, you put something there. Look at the time you just bought. Let's look, watch. So here's the break. He's working. Boom, you hit him. He's again, nice selection from him. You hit him with that right hand. Now you throw the jab. You throw the other jab. Let's look at the time that you buy. Get my little stopwatch. Boom. Okay. 9 seconds, Ryan. 9 seconds. You buy 9 seconds. This is by the way, nice screenshot moment here. Look at the form. That right hand turned over. Beautiful technique. Beautiful technique. Just look at the face. Beautiful technique. But you bought Ryan. You buy, and 9 seconds of 120 seconds. It's a long time. It's a long time to not give someone opportunity. 9 seconds of stealing opportunity. It's a long time. Nice right hand. Working that jab. I would like to see a little snappier. And then here, more. Yeah, I think if you added more jabs there, whenever you hit him, Ryan, he backs up. Whenever you hit him. And when he throws his punches, his hands are down. I like how you're targeting. You got that nice target to his head. And again, if we had any lateral head movement here, and right there, Ryan, that I liked. You answered back. So it's a little bit of a slugfest, which every now and then it's boxing. It's going to happen, and I would rather you throwing back rather than sitting there and taking, or exit. This is where you could loche 2 steps to the right, 1 step back, throw your jab. We know now from history of this fight so far. And I should have done a better job in the corner of recognizing this, and I didn't. But, again, hindsight 2020, I'm recognizing it now watching. If I had recognized it during the fight, anytime you hit him, he backs up. Anytime. When you hit him, he backs up. I'm trying to think of... So, stopping this again in a surreal moment. That it didn't happen in the first round. It was really the second round and the third round that was a thing. So the second round, we saw it happening, and so in between the second and the third round, it would have been very helpful if I had noticed it during the second round. Even a fancier way of saying it, it's just that simple. Every time you hit him, he was backing up. That'll probably change the next time if you guys meet again. For Jett, that will change the next time. It will or it won't. But either way, in this moment, in this relationship, in this fight, in this round, you hit him, he backs up. That was Cookie. We're dog sitting. All right. So that is that. All in all, so just to close out for Ryan, for your performance, you keep getting better every smoker, which is really good. And I've noticed too, in the gym, you're getting better. But really just every smoker, you get better. And that's the goal. So you're meeting the expectations. And I hope you're meeting your expectations. In terms of things to fix, footwork under duress. Those are drills that we can do. So, example, for anyone else that's watching, footwork under duress. So, jump rope for a minute, do burpees for 30 seconds, throw a shit ton of punches, shadow boxing, and then do a footwork drill. Do a footwork drill for a minute. Then go right back, jump rope, do burpees, get your cardio out there, hit that back, do things that are going to just exhaust you. And then get right to the footwork and make the footwork perfect. That's footwork under duress, or at least that's just one example. And that's something that you should be doing. What else did I want to say? I don't know. I had another thought. I don't know. And again, I think a big takeaway too is, I can't let you get close. And we let Jett get close way too often. Anyway, all right. So that's all. Yeah. That's it. All right, so the rest of this is just for the next what? Okay, it's just 2 seconds of me hemming and hawing going, I don't know how to end these things. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching.